Gypsy, and she hit me to some life gain to activate the left and right brain. So, baby boy, you only focus at the last good. Focus on the past happy. Past what? Yo, Rob, how are you? How is Rob? How is Rob? How is Rob? Oh, I almost forgot. I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. And bam, microphone. Ring. So, oh, I'm good. I'm good. This is my mic check now. How do I sound? Busiest man. Again, man. Not as busy as you got. You got a whole website up going right now. How's it going? How's that website going? Coaching. Oh, see, my tummy is full. It's been that kind of day. Been that kind of day. I was going to go measure something. It's gonna be crazy. Runic can probably already see possibilities here. It's a handle. It's way bigger than I could possibly wrap my hands around. But that's not the magic. Uh, but I realized I didn't even have a head for this thing yet. Sold out. Boom. Yo, that is great news, man. It's so dope. Love to hear stuff like that. I love to hear stuff like that. Dope. Well earned, my friend. Well earned. I hesitate to even say this because I don't want you to think that I don't care for the gift uh, that I got from you. But I've dropped this. I've dropped this a dozen times. Concrete floor everywhere. There's a spot. This ain't where it sits. And I've dropped it a dozen times. It has never not it's no dents on it anywhere. Not a scratch. Bananas. Bananas. Hey Frank, how you doing? It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, good to see you too, Mike. That's incredible. Yeah, it's goofy. I gotta look up to read the chat. Yeah, it's a lose lose because either I'm looking up to read the chat and I look goofy to me, or I'm looking down, squinting at the phone, which is also, you know what I'm saying. But I'm thrilled to be here. It's been a good day. I've got to watch a lot of good stuff on the internet today. I got to see a lot of my friends doing dope stuff, man. It was a really strong day for the YouTube community, at least for my entertainment value and what I like to see. Blackwood ain't no joke. I know. What's up, Jesus Walks all the way from the UK? Okay. Rob from the UK. Throw your sets up. Throw your flags. Throw your flags. But yeah, man. Have a great, great day. You know, if I'm eating good, I'm having a good day, though. So here, I grabbed this to measure. I came over and decided to floss about it. So this is the tenon part of my mortise and tenon. I think. So I'm roughly at 1 inch. And what I'm going to do is make my line on the outside. And what that's going to do, I'm going to do the 1/2 inch from that center. I'm show you what I'm going to do the 1/2 inch from that center, which is going to give me, but I'm going to put it on this outside edge. You see what I'm saying? So the width of my pencil lead, I'm going to have that in the measurement. So what that's going to do is give me room. But all it's going to do ultimately is give me a start. What if I had a sharp pencil? What would that be like? Like I ain't got sharp knives over here, so I'm playing myself. Alright. Back at it. What if I put that in forward, huh? Okay. Back with functional tools. Look how much nicer that was. We're going to go ahead and call this the top. And we're going to match 2 of these to each other. For the sake of the wood grain and my own OCD-ness, I'm going to do it that way. So that's the top. We're going to glue over our doohickeys. These are our pieces we already pre-cut. There was one, right? We cut it on the little miter saw over there. We cut it at 1 degree so that that happens. And we're going to use that to give us a tapering for our wedge, like so. This is the top. So it's going to be easy enough with a line at the bottom right here. And then we'll glue up, because the bottom is going to be the hardest to sand. We always sand the top, obviously. But the bottom have that handle in it eventually. And it's easier to make the adjustments on the top than the bottom. So we've got pretty much what we want. Boom, boom, boom. Go ahead and glue it up. Pretty simple pimple. The only thing I'm concerning myself in this is that corner and that corner. Everything else we have covered as far as I know and or care. So I'm just going to butterfly them open so I'll remember the orientation. Did y'all get to go over and see Rusty? Feel like he was having a good birthday. It was nice of y'all. And of course, I'm going to put a little too much glue in here because that's just how I get down. But I'll try to put it in my wind tunnel so that maybe by the time we get the handle figured out, this will be dry enough to work out. Okay, so we butterflied it out. Okay, so let's just go ahead and give us a little wipe. See that? See that? That's all you need. That's all you want. I'm gonna let my excess be over here so it'll squeeze to the outside. And I'm gonna line up down here at the bottom. Wait, but wait, there's more. Pro tip, since I got it right here and available, I don't have to have anybody in the chat chastise me when I start whining like a little girl on my glue up. All right. Now we can just drop that little bit of sawdust in there. You don't have to go upstairs and explain this to your family while you're getting a salt shaker. Do it like a responsible woodworker. Do the same thing on this side. You just pull it till we got complete coverage. It only works if you got complete coverage. It will literally break your mother's back. I know, guys. I know. You don't want to go the road I went. All right. Good old Judy chop on that thing there. And we're going to hit it again. Ugh. Why? Why are we going to hit it again? Because we are powerful. We are strong. This always reminds me of something. I can't think of what. Hi, dude. Love your mallet necklace. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you. Barney Rubble. What up, Metro? All right. I don't remember which way I had it. Okay. Don't panic. Top. Okay. Past West. Hooked up future West once again. Looked out for him. And then we'll do the same thing over here. You don't need an extra tool for this part. You just really don't. Hey, I made the mallet necklace just like this, so 2-in-1 tutorial. West does it. Some sprinkles on that thing. And that's a good thing. There's like always some doggone sawdust right here and available. Heck, I might even have some metal shavings mixed in. All right. This time I'm going to try to line my edge up so that I can stay as close to center as possible. In this case, it's looking like I got two different lengths. So that's just going to mean I'll try to get as close to the center as possible. Keep my bottom lined up and I should be good. Good old Judy chop. Ka-chow, ka-chow, ka-chow. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and swap these out. Smack these back. No, that ain't gonna fit on there, is it? What about him? Oh. I am your father, and I am French. Oh no. Trying to slide. But that would be a mistake. Can't let these wood pieces slide, Jack. Gotta stay on them. Gotta keep your clamp down. Remember, we're not as concerned about the top. All of this is going to be reshaping. None of these edges are finished surfaces. None of them. Okay. Okay. Because, you know, typically we're building scrap mallets over here. We're not going to the store giving people money. Cheap bastards. That's who I am. I admit it though. We like that cheap, honest bastard. Might as well unwrap this candy bar. Oh, let me show you how impatient I am. Look at this rig. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see it. Hold on. These are 3 fans. First one captures dust and insects with the grill on it, the grate I mean, the screen, and then this one just moves air. And then I just put my glue ups in between. Make a little room for this. The grate will just keep them there, right? Right there, and all the air is going the same way. So I'm hoping that'll speed up my glue ups. We'll see. I had them anyway. Well, the 4th one is my dust collection. This is essentially a cube. I didn't invent that. I just built that one. I forgot what that guy's name is. Rosenthal box, I believe it's called. Oh, I really need to sharpen that soon. Some delicious little shavings today, though, from it. Let's see. I think this is good enough. But I don't think we're going to do this with any hand tools, though. I think this is going to be all sander. Pretty sure. Speaking of which, if you were here earlier today, did you see this? It turned out so good. I'm very proud of it. That was Jesus teaching me to be less vain. He's like, smack this shit out your hand. Thank you, Shoops. Thanks, Raja. So, let me get some gloves. I don't know if I should have gloves with this thing. Let's clean it off. Make sure we got the freshest paper on there that we've got available. And then we'll go ahead and get that popping. As a meeting in the ladies' room. You know what? That'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? But I've done worse, I promise you. I have certainly dropped worse stuff than this. Let's turn over the lights. Light a candle. I wanna make sweet love to you, girl. All right, here we go. Wait, we need the cleaner first. Let's make sure we got prime circumstances. I hope it don't trip with my fans going. All right. Jumping the gun. Now we dance. Might be a minute. Everything still feels nice and intact. This is a glue up from earlier today, so I was a little bit worried about it, but I think it's doing good. I think we maybe can trust it. Get back to it.
This is doing pretty good. I am thrilled so far. It almost looks like this could be the mallet itself. But I will tell you, it's making me much more excited about glue up. I think it's time to clean this belt. Oh, yeah. That wasn't a damn enough. Get some more. All right. So far, that's what we got. Still way big for a handle. So, so I am gonna sand it down more on these sides here. Boom and boom. And then some in the belly here until it is a suitable, comfortable, good size. I might be a little afraid to put it on to put the more harsh tools to it. But I might. I could rasp it for sure, but I don't know if I could sand it faster. I should try it. What I'll do is make a couple marks at a couple strategic areas so I can keep myself lined up the whole way, all the way around, keep my symmetry good. So maybe I'll just do one right there at the top. Won't be a guideline per se, but it'll be a good reference point. Mm, all right, just stop it. I'll just put you in there. Something to look at, see how far I am from other stuff. A lot of work. I think it's massive. All right, so I'm gonna start by chopping this out. I'm gonna be a little bit careful because I don't want to get rid of that other wood on the other side. That this. At some point it goes. So be it. I don't want to force it though. Just gonna get some idea. We do know more or less it's gonna be a process, so we're gonna go by feel a lot of the time. How it feels in our hand and whatnot. All right. Feel like my mallet head might be underbuilt by the time I'm done with this. I might have to build a whole new head for this thing. All right. Hey, Suzanne. Oh, said it wrong. Oh, that was the shoots talking. In there. I think I need a couple more things. Be right back. Ah, all right. I'm gonna grab a quick drink of agua. I'm gonna leave the camera down here, but the microphone's going with me. So till I break apart. Thank you, Caleb. Man, your live was incredible tonight. You had 500 some people in there when I saw it. You were killing it. Cutting them big old slabs. Water while the dust settles. Man, it's dusty in there. Thank you for your continued patience. Y'all are the best. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever hold you down. You're the best around. Should have put some of that water on my shades. Some of that dust off of them. I don't know where my clears are. It must be in the truck. It's almost, but we're still gonna have to knock that down. So, still gonna have to knock something off of it. And we do have missing a battery. What else did I use? Oh, it just charged up. Can use this to knock a little bit down. Let's try that. It may not look like I'm doing much, but this is 80 grit on this thing, and it is chopping away. I'm trying to knock off some real wood here. I'm just also trying to make sure I do it in a uniform way. So let's coming back and let's refinishing. Hopefully. This is also why you see me moving this saw so fast. You see how quickly those lines start to move as I'm knocking that material away. It'll also give me a little bit of idea about my symmetry. The truth is just going to force some of this. Trying to get back to my phone. Knocking off all my corners and harsh edges and lines now. And try to get it as close to a finished dimension as I can. Well, I am pretty sure I will have some hand sanding to do before it's all done. But that's all right. It's all right by me. May, may knock it down some more. Not bad. A little bit of a mismatch, maybe. So, maybe, just maybe, we gotta think one more time. Maybe we gotta rethink this. Handle part I'm good with. I'm gonna have some, pretty close to the end of that. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit more comfortable, maybe a little bit more slender down towards the bottom, but for the most part, I'm kind of happy with how the exaggerated curves kind of accentuates the variety of lines. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4 species of wood here. And pretty nice, I think. So what I don't want to do is goof it up by putting a head on it that doesn't look like it belongs in the same room. So I may have to rethink the mallet head for something more interesting, like maybe that, but if that, more interesting, because this is interesting. I want to challenge it visually, but I do want to accentuate it with something that feels like it's worth it. You know what I mean? So take a break. I'm going to think about it. Think about what I've done. Yeah, the lines do complement each other. Problem is, this is a very simple poplar here. And it's light and it's soft. And this is all very experimental. Didn't know if it was going to work out or not. But I needed another mallet that I could just wail on chisels with. I prefer doing that with poplar or oak. But I just made that oak mallet, So now I think I want something different on the head for this one. But I don't know. That oak don't look too bad. I don't know. I think maybe some through dowels, some joinery, something. Don't know. But while I think about it, I also got to come up with some new knife designs because I got to start heat treating these things. It's going to be fine for this one because this one is going to be good for, this is going to be my marking knife primarily. I'm happy with that. Flat on one side, beveled on the other. That way I can register up against the surface, nice and flat, make my marks. I like it. But I also felt so comfortable with this design. Excuse me. Felt like it made for a good knife. And even if the blade were on that side, I think it would make for a good carving knife, which I need. Man, sneezing down. Look at my eyes. I got bags under them. Ugh. But all in all, I think this worked out. I don't think it's done though. I think the part of it that's going to help me get done is going to be different species of wood for the mallet head or a different idea. One of the two. Thank you, Caleb. Look at me, my eyes are so saggy. But we're going to put it together. How's the sound, by the way? This is a new mic. I don't know if you guys can hear me good or not. I guess you can hear me, but I don't know if it's good. But I guess you can let me know in the comments. Been an hour and a half. All right. Let me rethink it. Oh, what is that? What is that? What is that? That's oak, but it's too small. Brum, 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 brum. Small. Oh no. Might have to go foraging tomorrow for some wood. Either way, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. For the time you bid and the 61 of y'all that bothered to hit the like button, y'all are my peoples. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I ain't gonna hold y'all all night. I think this was good. I think this was cool. Hopefully you saw something that you got inspired by, and maybe you can do it too. But this is just, you can look at it right there and see exactly what's happening. And I'm gonna get out of here for now. I'm gonna check y'all out later. Good night, Kevin. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you, Caleb. Absolutely, of course. Always, always my ace. Salute. West does it. Peace.